Welcome to the SAP Tech YouTube channel. Today we will discuss SAP OS/DB migration and SUM DMO introduction. We're going to really dig into this material together and see exactly how these tools can totally modernize an SAP landscape.
All right, here's a quick rundown of our agenda for today's explainer. We'll start with SWPM versus SUM DMO, move into SUM DMO capabilities, compare standard versus downtime optimized DMO, take a look under the hood at R3 load, explore triggers and benchmarking tools, and finish up with S4 HANA and RISE migrations. Let's get right into it. Section 1, SWPM versus SUM DMO. So let's look at the evolution here. With the legacy SWPM, that's the Software Provisioning Manager, you're dealing with a heterogeneous system copy. It's basically a lift and shift method. You have to do the manual work on the source system to export all the data, move the files over, and then do more work on the target to import it. Honestly, it's pretty time-consuming. But SUM DMO, the Software Update Manager with Database Migration option, completely changes the game. It's an in-place procedure. It combines your software update and your database migration into one single step, and it natively targets the HANA database. It's a massive leap forward. Moving on to Section 2, SUM DMO capabilities. Well, it turns out DMO is just incredibly versatile. You can actually migrate your database without even touching your SAP application. That's the DMO without system update scenario you see here. And a massive benefit is that it doesn't even require generating an XML file. So much simpler, right? You can also run it alongside a system update or use the DMO with system move option if you're transitioning data centers, shifting from on-prem to the cloud, or changing operating systems. Oh, and absolutely crucial here, it offers an easy reset procedure. If you ever need to fall back to your previous state during the migration, this built-in safety net is right there ready to go. Now, it's actually fascinating how straightforward SAP makes picking the right tool. Your SUM version is based directly on your target NetWaiver release. Literally, if you're migrating to a target system that is version 7.40 or lower, you just use SUM version 1.1. Moving to 7.50 or above, boom, you simply step up to SUM 2.0. Really straightforward. Section 3, Standard versus Downtime Optimized DMO. Okay, so this right here is a massive game changer. By choosing the downtime optimized approach, you can actually migrate massive, non-critical application tables while the business is still online. In a standard DMO, only the repository is updated during uptime. That leaves all the heavy, massive application tables to be migrated when the system is offline, which obviously really extends your downtime. But with the downtime optimized option, you isolate large tables that your active business users don't immediately need, and you migrate them during uptime. This leaves just a tiny fraction of tables to be moved during the actual downtime window. Talk about incredible efficiency. Section 4, Under the Hood with R3 Load. So how does this actually work? The setup relies on just a few strategic downloads to your source system, establishing a direct connection to the target. There is absolutely no staging data in between. First, you size and prep the target database. Then, interestingly enough, you download the HANA client, the kernel, and the SUM tool directly to your source system. Yeah, you actually run SUM from the source. From there, SUM connects directly to the target HANA database using a highly efficient memory pipe mode to stream the repository and data across. It's incredibly streamlined. And here is the true superhero of the whole operation, the R3 load process. The SUM tool internally invokes it, and R3 load flawlessly does all the heavy lifting. It pulls data directly from your source application tables and pipes it straight into the target HANA database. It's like a massive, high-speed data funnel making the whole thing happen. Section 5, Triggers and Benchmarking Tools. Now you might be wondering, and this brings up a really critical technical question about that uptime migration strategy we just talked about. If we're moving application tables while the system is theoretically still active, what happens if an interface or a business user sneaks data into those tables? How on earth do we prevent data loss? Well, the answer lies in triggers. They act as your ultimate fail-safe. They rigorously count records and catch any late entries through Delta replication during the final downtime phase. Think of it like this. When you migrate tables in uptime, SUM sets a trigger that takes a strict baseline record count. If any new entries come into those tables while they're migrating, the trigger snags them.
Then, once the actual downtime kicks in, a quick delta replication happens to move those specific new entries over to the target. It literally ensures zero data loss.
And before you even think about touching your production data, the benchmarking tool lets you estimate your exact downtime and optimize the whole process in a sandbox environment. If your business stakeholders are asking exactly how much downtime they should expect, you don't even need to run a full mock migration. The benchmarking tool simulates the migration speed, lets you test multiple R3 load configurations to find the sweet spot, and gives you a really precise estimation. And the absolute best part, it requires no actual database copy to run.
Finally, Section 6, S4 HANA and RISE migrations.
What's really fascinating here is that shifting to the cloud with SAP RISE doesn't require learning a whole new methodology. Your target simply becomes the SAP migration server. The entire SUM DMO concept we literally just walked through, it stays completely identical. You just provide the cloud IP and credentials, and SUM handles the R3 load connection exactly the same way. It makes the jump to the cloud feel incredibly familiar.
Now, when you're converting to S4 HANA, the SUM tool acts brilliantly on the target side. It automatically partitions and merges deprecated tables into unified structures like ACDOCA. Unlike a basic database migration, a full S4 HANA conversion does require an XML file to manage all those application-level changes. But SUM handles the heavy lifting for you, taking data from older, deprecated legacy tables like MatDoc and cleanly merging them into the new universal journal tables over in S4 HANA. When you step back and look at how seamless and automated this transition to S4 HANA and the cloud has actually become, it really makes you wonder, what will be the next major bottleneck in enterprise migrations as these intelligent tools continue to evolve? Please check the detailed information in the description of this video. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the SAP Tech YouTube channel. Thanks for learning with us, and we'll see you in the next one.